Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi Sardin and everyone that's watching this video. My name is Nur Alia Najwa and me and my group mates are going to talk about the assignment assigned to us, which is multiple intelligence. So as we all know, the theory of multiple intelligence is introduced by Dr. Howard Gardner in 1983. So he suggested that in this theory there are 8 different types of multiple intelligence. The first one being musical intelligence, next is linguistic intelligence, visual spatial intelligence, bodily kinesthetic intelligence, naturalistic intelligence, interpersonal intelligence, intrapersonal intelligence, and logical mathematical intelligence. In our presentation, we are going to talk about logical mathematical intelligence and interpersonal intelligence. Let's dive into logical mathematical intelligence. Okay, by the name, you can already tell what it is. So logical mathematical intelligence involves people that is really good at solving mathematical problems, thinking logically, analyzing situations, and also conducting scientific research. People with logical mathematical intelligence usually deal with data and facts. One of the examples that Howard Gardner took for this logical mathematical intelligence is Barbara McClintock. So Barbara McClintock is a microbiologist and she is a researcher in Cornell and she studied the sterility levels in maize plants. This was a major issue at that time for the agricultural industry. So McClintock has been presented by this equation that all the researchers couldn't solve. So one day she left the cornfield, which is the place where they conduct the research, and sat at her office and think for a while. She didn't even write on paper, and then suddenly she jumped and said, "Eureka! I got the answer." So to prove to the other researcher that she got the answer, she quickly write down and solve the equation, and everyone was shocked because she didn't even write on paper how she solved it. So Howard Gardner made a conclusion that Barbara McClintock has a very high logical mathematical intelligence. There are some other examples of people that has very high logical mathematical intelligence. One of them being Blaise Pascal. He contributed in discovering the Pascal triangle and probability theory. Next would be Albert Einstein with the famous equation E equals to mc squared. Next is Sir Isaac Newton. We all know about the principles of modern physics and also including the laws of motion. Next would be the billionaire Bill Gates. He was the co-founder of Microsoft Word, and also not to forget Stephen Hawking, which came up with the theory of the fundamentals of black hole. That is all from me, and I would like to invite Alia to continue on with the presentation. Excuse me, Alia, can you help me pass this duit raya to Yusof? Thank you.
Okay, I'll pass it. Thank you to Alia Najwa. I'll continue this presentation by talking further about the logical mathematical. Okay, this intelligence is actually the ability for a person to analyze situation or problems logically. They can also identify the solutions, conduct scientific research, and solve mathematical problems easily. Okay, these people that have this kind of intelligence, they actually analyze their data by using logical, and they examine the cause and using the cause-effect relationship. Okay, so they very value the clear facts and hard data because they don't really work with the subjective information. They also make a conclusion and observations for the problems. Okay, so we continue to the characteristic of the person that have mathematical and logical intelligence. So the first one is they have the mathematical skills, which this type of person, they love doing mathematical problems. They also can solve it very quickly, and they also constantly thinking about the problems and evaluating the problem step by step, and they arrive to a solution. Okay, the next one is they utilize reasoning and logic. People with these logical styles of learning, they use this style, which is they reason and they use logic to process any information that they get. Okay, usually they have, like I said earlier, they love doing mathematics, and they have high critical thinking. Also, they very good at problem solving. Okay, they usually work with number to find a rational methods to answer, and they also work well with the abstract. Okay, so moreover, they also enjoy pondering theoretical thoughts, which means that they love doing practices such as algebra, computer, chemistry, drawing, and they also have a very good visual interpretation. They have very sharp memory, and they also can solve problem quickly, which is the problem solving person. And then usually this person they perform well in school. Okay, in addition, they also prefer to perform a hands-on project such as the science experiment, because as I said earlier, they use reasoning and logical, so they need to get the result by their own, so they can use the information. Okay, so that's all about the characteristic and the idea of the person that has this type of intelligence. Next, I'll let Amin to continue the presentation. Oh, Amin, can you pass this to Yusuf? Thank you.
Thank you, Alia. And now we're going to talk about the benefits of logical mathematical intelligence. This intelligence is very beneficial not only for your education, but also for your lifestyle. People with this multiple intelligence will have the capabilities of analyzing mathematical problems and concepts. You will also have the ability to be very good at interpreting the application of science concepts. Specifically, this intelligence is very good at reasoning, pattern recognition, and logical analysis of problems. And logically, this intelligence will become very useful when you associate it with science and mathematics subjects. You will tend to build future plans for potential use, goals, and lists, and you typically will rate them and number them according to your liking, and you are able to set yourself goals and budgets and monitoring yourself for your own progress towards them. Okay, let me give you a few situations for people that have this type of intelligence. One, the individual that is very fond of chess can possess high logical mathematical intelligence, because chess is a game of mind, and people like this are usually fond in making rational decisions and have creative ways to win the game. Next, we have an individual that likes puzzles. Puzzles are quizzes, are brain teasers. So this kind of people will like to have something like this to train their intelligence. Lastly, we have an individual that is very smart in applying proper skills to the stock market. They will know how stocks go up, go down, how the shares deviate, and how to buy the share, and where and when to buy the share. Okay, that is all from me. Kaisha, can you pass this to Yusuf?
Oh, thank you, Amin. Okay, so we'll be talking about the steps how to play the high IQ game. So the first step is the game is played individually. This is because we, as the organizer, wanted to test each person's logical mathematical intelligence capability rather than their teamwork when working in group to solve their problems. Moreover, every 5 questions are based on the 4 characteristics of logical mathematical intelligence that are mentioned earlier. The individual who wants to answer the question needs to raise their hands up. The individual who obtains the highest mark is considered as a person with high logical mathematical intelligence. So there are several rules of the game. The first rule is the person who wants to answer the question needs to raise their hands up. The person who is chosen after raising their hands needs to answer the question immediately. So the first question would be, what number comes next in the sequence of 2, 4, 8, 60, 32, and the next number is? Yes?
The answer is 64 because each number is multiplied by 2.
Correct.
32 times 2 equals to 64.
Yes, it's right. In this question, the person is utilizing reasoning and logic. Okay, the third question would be, how many different arrangements are there for the letters of the word numbers?
The answer is 5040.
Correct. The person who answers this question enjoys pondering mathematical thoughts. Their strengths are in math and they would work in abstract. So there are several benefits of playing high IQ game. The main advantage of playing high intelligence quotient is it can increase problem solving skills. A mathematical question is like a big puzzle that needs solving and it helps a lot in critical thinking. Furthermore, people who are strong in logical mathematical intelligence are good at reasoning, recognizing patterns, and logically analyzing problems. These individuals tend to think conceptually about numbers, relationships, and patterns. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Kak Isha, jap, tambah jap. Sorry, tambah sikit. Oh, hi again. Don't mind the new clothes. So, how about we move on to the next multiple intelligence that we classified by Howard Gardner, which is the interpersonal intelligence. The interpersonal intelligence are people that likes to indulge themselves in social activities. They have the ability to understand, relate, and read other people very easily. This type of people typically can understand someone's situation without having to be in the situation themselves. They can make new connections very easily and strengthen old bonds. One example of someone with high interpersonal intelligence is Martin Luther King Jr., who was a social activist during the 1950s that led the civil rights movement activity that battles against racism and segregation. He was very successful due to his leadership skills that was able to persuade many people to follow his movement. One of his most famous words is the "I have a dream" speech, the dream of America that is free from racism and discrimination. Interpersonal intelligence is very important as we humans are very social creatures. There are a few ways to improve it. One way is to engage ourselves into more social events and communicating with other people. We can improve ourselves to be better at talking with people and understanding them. A few more other people that have high interpersonal intelligence is Muhammad Gandhi, Bill Gates, and also Jimmy Fallon. So that is all from me. So here you go, Myra.
Hello sir, my name is Humaira and I am going to talk about the characteristic of a person with interpersonal intelligence and also their potential career. Okay, so the first characteristic of them is that they are an active listener. So what I mean by an active listener is that when they are talking to someone, they will try to engage fully. For example, by keeping a smile or making eye contact and also asking relevant questions. To make sure the person know that they are concentrating on what the person is talking about. And then the second characteristic is that they are highly empathetic. So for example, I am the person with interpersonal intelligence. So when I see someone that is going through a hard times, I will try to understand the person and I will understand them in their point of view instead of my point of view. And then the third characteristic of them is that they are very, very thoughtful. So they like to give small gifts and they like to give compliments just to make the other person feel happy. And then the last characteristic is that they are very, very patient. So even though when they are going through hard times, they don't complain and they know how to handle their anger very well. And they don't get mad easily. Okay, I am going to move on to the potential career. So the potential career of the person with interpersonal intelligence is a psychologist, a nurse, counselor, social director, and anthropologist. So you can relate the characteristic, the job. So for example, the person with interpersonal intelligence, they are an active listener. So as someone that are an active listener, they will become a very good counselor. And that goes with the other potential career too. And that's all from me. Hashir, tolong pass Kak Yusof.
Thank you, Mara. Assalamualaikum and hi sir, my name is Hashir Rahman. Let me give you a situation about interpersonal intelligence. Hashir, okay. I don't know, Abu. My grades are bad even though I study every night. It's okay, Ashraf. I understand you. It's not the end of the world. You can study together. Thank you, Abu. You're really a good friend. Based on the situation just now, both of them have shown interpersonal skills, interpersonal intelligence. Abu has shown that he understands the emotions from Hasril, who gets bad grades for his tests, while Hasril has shown how to express his feelings and emotions well to Abu. Without wasting any time, let's go towards the benefits of having interpersonal intelligence. The benefits of having interpersonal intelligence is it helps us to have an excellent social relationship with people, meaning you have strong social relationships with others physically and emotionally. This ability to manage relationship based on respect for each other and mutual trust is very important in any environment we live in. By having this interpersonal intelligence, your presence and your existence will be loved and appreciated by people around you. Thus, you will have a lot of friends that you can expect to be with, especially when you are having a hard time. Therefore, this interpersonal intelligence, you are capable of building a long-lasting relationship and friendship. Moving on, the second benefit is you will not be having any problems in expressing your feelings, opinions and emotions. This is because the characteristics which were mentioned allow them to connect with people easily. Interpersonal intelligence helps them to get help and support from people around them by expressing their thoughts, ideas and emotions. Having the support from people around us will help someone to develop their personality, thus their confidence will be boosted. Self-confidence is important as it will improve the way people see us. This will also make our views, ideas and opinions will be taken more seriously. You can compare this with people who are having hard times to express their feelings. It's harder to understand them. Lastly, you will have no problem in managing conflicts that happen to you and other people in your environment, either at your workplace, university, school, or even in random situations. Since people with interpersonal intelligence is an active listener, they are able to accept people's opinions without being judgmental. By accepting their opinion without judging them, you are able to manage conflicts calmly. Thus, this will minimize the conflict, as unnecessary conflict that will worsen the actual conflict can be avoided. Therefore, it will make the conflict resolve faster. That is all from me. I will pass this presentation to Yusof.
Thank you, Hasril. Thanks, guys. So this is how the game for interpersonal intelligence goes. There will be a group of people sitting in a circle. Player 1, Player 2, and Player 3. And there will be 2 boxes in front of them.
Here's a quick preview of the style of the game. I'll be explaining it throughout the video.
The first box is the emotion box, and the second box is the situation box. They will be spinning a bottle, and whoever the bottle points at will be choosing to choose from the box. So this player randomly picked an emotion, and the emotion is sadness. The player is then asked to give out their thoughts and express the emotion as if they were having the emotion. If they give an answer showing that they have empathy, such as,
I think sadness is something that a lot of people go through, and we have to find a way to solve it.
then it shows that they have interpersonal intelligence. However, if they fail to give out an answer showing empathy, such as,
personally, I feel like sadness is just another emotion for crybabies.
then it shows that they do not have that interpersonal intelligence. For the next round, they will spin the bottle again, and for this round, they will choose from the second box. So one of the players, they got the situation that your friend is having depression. So what do? So the player answered, depression is just a simple thing. You don't have to make a big deal about it anyway. So that shows that he or she does not have the interpersonal intelligence. However, if they answer,
I think if you have a friend that is going through depression, you have to talk to them and listen to them and see what their problems are.
then it shows that they have interpersonal intelligence because they have empathy towards their friend and they show care towards others. So the benefits for playing this game, you would know the value of empathy, and you would know what it feels like to be in someone else's shoe. So, in conclusion, logical, mathematical, and interpersonal intelligence are 2 important intelligence that we must have in our lives. Not just for ourselves, but we can use the logical, mathematical intelligence to prepare for our future and make the best out of it. And we can use the interpersonal intelligence so that we can make the best out of our friends and the people around us, and we can help them whenever they are in need. So thanks a lot to Sir Dean for teaching us this multiple intelligence, and thank you to all of my friends for this magnificent great writer. Thanks guys.